been a while since my last video, and I'm gonna try and be more consistent from now on. I recently started working, and I got a PS5 a little while ago. I've been grinding Demon Souls Remastered and Elden Ring for platinum trophies, which I've attained both of, and I've gotten used to my work schedule, and I'm trying to balance this and make some more videos for you guys and working along with other life stuff. So bear with me for the time being, but let's get right into this. We're doing a my build showcase of my Kuki Shinobu, and as you can see by these numbers, we went for a hyper bloom kind of build. We have like focus on like EM, and we have a little bit of HP, but not as much as the classic build of Shinobu would have went for healing, because she serves a completely different purpose. Remember guys, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think of this build showcase, and let's get right into it. So for our weapon, I use the Freedom Sworn because it's the best weapon that provides elemental mastery along with a really good buff, which is it also increases her damage. That's irrelevant. It's like whatever. It's free extra damage. We won't complain about that. But the main reason is that it provides a party buff when she gets 2 elemental reactions. It increases normal charge and plunging attack damage by a certain amount, and increases attack by another amount. So it's very good for reactions and like for your characters that use normal plunging attacks or whatever. Even if they don't, you get an attack bonus. So it's a really good sword, and it provides elemental mastery. The second best is probably like the Moonlight Zyphos, I think it's his name. But that might even be harder to get than this. Like, there is no guarantee. There's so many 4 stars on a weapon banner. It comes up every so often. It's this is probably just easier to get. For artifacts, personally, what I run is the 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith set. Some people will run like two pieces of the Elemental Mastery sets, the Wanderers and the Gilded Dreams, which would give them an extra 160 Elemental Mastery. So if I had that, I'd be at like, assuming I have the same rolls, an extra 160, I'd be at what is that? 1024. Yeah, 1024. But that's not what we're going for. So the reason why I have 4-piece Tenacity is because she benefits from a little bit of HP, but that's kind of irrelevant. But her elemental skill, when it hits an enemy, it'll give an attack buff to the party, along with the shield strength buff, but that is completely irrelevant. It does not matter. But the attack buff is where it's at, because this essentially means that the first time her elemental skill hits an enemy, we get a 20% attack buff. And then the second time it hits an enemy, and if it gets a reaction both times, we get another 20%, and along with that, some like normal charge and plunging attack bonuses. So she just provides like 2 buffs at the same time, which is very useful in different team comps. This is the main team comp I run her in, a Hyper Bloom team, and it just works out so well for like spamming normal attacks with Mahita or Mona or whichever I feel like. Depending on the situation. There's a lot of different artifacts you could run, artifact sets you could run, and 2-piece sets. You could run like Lost Paradise for the reactions. You could run like 2-piece Millilith, 2-piece EM for healing, for better healing and EM. There's just so many options because she's such a versatile character on how you want to go about it. But what is not versatile is that you want everything Elemental Mastery. So we have EM Circlet, EM Cup, EM Sands, EM Feather, EM Flower. Well, they have EM on them, but I didn't get that many good rolls, so whatever. Next up for constellations, I would recommend at least 2. Like that is like that's like playing like full power. Not necessarily full power, but that is a pretty strong Kuki Shinobu if you have Constellation 2. But For best results, I recommend C6. So what C2 does, the rest of the constellations do not matter in the slightest. What Constellation 2 does is increases the duration of her ring, of her elemental skill by 3 seconds. So her skill lasts for 12 seconds and the cooldown is 15 seconds. So increasing it by an extra 3 seconds just makes it basically infinite, bro. Like it just lasts forever. You just constantly reset it and it's always going to be up and it's always going to be doing its thing. It's always going to be healing, applying electro, and doing slight bits of electro damage. But C6 is phenomenal. It's like it has the effects of like 2 constellations in one. Because there's just 2 things that just don't really have that much to do with each other than benefiting Shinobu, and they just tacked it on all in one. So the first part of it is that when you would take lethal damage, you would live with 1 HP instead, similar to Hu Tao's. I don't remember Hu Tao's full thing. I think it does more than just that. And this happens once every 60 seconds, or once every 60 seconds. It cools down in 60 seconds. And then the second part, which has nothing to do with the first part, is when her HP is below 25, when it drops below 25%, she gets an extra 150 elemental mastery for 15 seconds, and that happens once every 60 seconds. So you get an extra 150. So I had 864. So with this extra 150, she has 1014 elemental mastery. And you might think like, oh man, so you have to wait for her to get hit. What if she gets killed? What if she gets knocked into lethal? Well, when you use her elemental skill, it sacrifices some of her HP and doesn't drop below a certain amount. It doesn't drop below 20%. 20 is less than 25. So we're gonna hit this 25% pretty often. So we'll get right into the talents and segue right into it. I have everything leveled up because I just like the aesthetic of having everything leveled up. But you absolutely do not need to level up her normal attack. It is completely useless. You don't need it. It's never going to happen. You're just throwing up her ring and then leaving. You also do not need to level up her burst. It might come in handy every now and then. Maybe put a couple levels into it. Like keep it at like 6 or 7 or something. And just kind of like, whatever. But the ring, like I want to get her ring crowned. But I'm just low, man. It's tough out here. And what a ring does is every 1.5 seconds it does electro damage and heals nearby party members. If you're in co-op, it'll heal like people near you, but you know you're always going to be near yourself, and it's technically, I guess. And you know you're just going to heal yourself every 1.5 seconds, and it won't drop her below 20%. And here's the specific stats. The healing is a flat amount plus like percentage of HP. The damage is like really low. That's why I was saying that the damage is negligible. The activation is 30% of your current HP. 30% is like nothing because it won't kill you. So if you're at like the 20% threshold, it'll just activate. Like it won't do any damage. So whatever. Duration is 12 seconds, but like I said, with the extra 3, basically infinite. And I guess we'll go over the burst because why not? It's like reverse of Amber's burst, where a bunch of arrows rain from the sky. Hers is a bunch of like Naku weeds, like kind of like her, like in the same like form of like the belt around her, the ring around her. They just come up from the ground. It's like tentacle kind of looking things, and they just do a bunch of electro damage, and it's like that's really it. It's not that crazy. It's not that. It's whatever. It comes up every now and then. Like it's good against like the Wii Nut because it can hit like his like animal orbs, but like you don't really need it. Maybe there's some cases where it's handy. That's why I like to level up everything. But it's not necessary. You only need to level up this. And her ascension talents, when her HP is less than 50, you get a healing bonus. Irrelevant, doesn't matter, useless. It's free, so we'll take it, but it doesn't really matter. But the main thing is that her abilities are boosted by her elemental mastery. So her healing is increased by elemental mastery, and her damage, not that important, but it's also increased by her elemental mastery. The healing being increased by elemental mastery makes everything go full circle. The world has come around. Like you've met someone who knows someone you know, and you're like, how the hell do you guys know each other? It's a small world. it's crazy how how built for Dendro she was before Dendro even came out, before we even really like knew much about it, because her healing and everything is based off of her HP. But with this, you can just completely go for Elemental Mastery, because with an HP build, like, you can only heal. You can't do anything else. With an EM build, you can heal. You can be Hyper Bloom. You can do other reactions, not just Hyper Bloom. But Hyper Bloom is the best one, and it just opens up so many possibilities for team builds and what you can do with her and her versatility. And it's just a phenomenal like Ascension talent. And we absolutely cannot forget about her passive talent. Gains 25% more rewards when dispatched on an Inazuma expedition for 20 hours. That's very useful for getting your extra like 2k like Mora, which I've been doing because I need that Mora desperately. So that's gonna be my build for Shinobu, and this is the main team I run with her. I find it pretty fun. I like Venti for like getting all the enemies all together, and then using Mona's like burst and getting them all wet and then the bubble, and then Shinobu to just get a bunch of electro charge, and not in that order. It's Venti, then Ida, Mona, and then Shinobu. That's like the funnest way to go about it. And while they're all in like Venti's wind cycle, Venti's burst. This is like the Hyper Bloom team I run because I just get so many buffs for like Mona's normal attack or even Nahida's normal attack depending on the enemies. So it works out really well. It's really fun. It's extremely fun. I've been having a blast with it. I do have a bit of a special build for Mona. So the next video is actually going to be a Mona showcase. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, check out some of my other videos. And, leave a comment. What do you guys think of my build? What do you guys think I should do to improve it? What do you think I should do to make it worse? If I want to make it worse, just in case. And, like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And check out the next video that pops up on the screen. Thank you guys for watching.